In your speech yesterday, you mentioned the contradiction that exists between the economic motivated factors and the realism over the environmental policies. Do we have real evidences that this contradiction will not continue to exist?
Well, for sure we don't have, but it depends, in my view, on the member states' attitudes, because until now the biodiversity appeared at the political agenda of our EU. Nobody can say that it's not true, but the implementation at the national level has been very poor for many reasons. And one of the reasons is that even the national governments, in my view, don't take seriously that political agenda. And therefore I also emphasize that the political agenda should be shifted also to the policy agenda. And of course policy agenda can only be implemented at the national level. And this is the only solution that 27 EU member states really take ownership of all these political issues which had been set at the political level, but not yet in many cases been shifted into the real level of implementation and willingness to implement.
You stated that there may be needed 27 different approaches.
Well, it depends, because biodiversity is very specific and it's hardly to find a unifying approach how to deal with living creatures, habitat, species on one hand. So therefore the regional or country level approach, specific approach is highly needed. On the other hand, supervision and enforcement should be done at the EU level and should be very strong. Otherwise we will continue the situation when the member states report on something which only partly is true and nobody cares, because there are no mechanism in place which really would push member states to report on real state of the nature and then take actions, and then of course also report on the actions taken under the constant supervision of somebody which really would be reliable.
Can we expect that this will happen soon due to the financial crisis? All the policies are now in the core of the financial crisis, and the EU has shown clearly all these years that the economy is always at the epicenter.
It's difficult to say. I'm not a specialist on economy nor politics, and I think the impacts of this crisis are very different in different member states. But generally, my life experience is that lack of money is used as an excuse for inaction, because usually there is a lot of money in most countries which are spent or wasted for many other areas. Some of them are interesting and also important from the social point of view or political point of view, but there is also a lot of money spent in nature protection and biodiversity protection in a wrong way. And I think that it's not about creation of new funds or adding new taxes, something like that, but only about, let's say, structuring of existing funding possibilities and using them in a right way. And of course, what is the right way? It's another question.
Okay, thank you very much.
Not at all.